So anyways, it really, truly is an honor for me to be here today. And Janine, it is so special. It is an incredibly special place, and you really feel it when you're here. And I will always be a Roadrunner, even though I'm over the hill. I'll tell them that. It's just the way it is. That'll never change, no doubt, no doubt. Special memories, no question about it. So I'm really proud and honored to be here this evening to introduce Adrianne Almaraz-Pietz to the class of 2023 Roadrunner Hall of Fame. From the minute Adrianne stepped on the soccer pitch as a student athlete in 2003, you knew she was going to make an impact. Impact is the word that best describes Adrianne's influence over a span of 13 years here with this program. After serving as a student athlete, to being an assistant coach and then a head coach, she embodied what it meant to be a Roadrunner. And Janine, again, going back to you, you said those students that played at a high level and then became an accountant, that's Adrianne. She did go for a while coach, and we tried to keep her in coaching, but accounting, I think, was at her heart in many ways, and being back in Bakersfield, of course. So during those 13 years, the program qualified for 11 consecutive NCAA tournaments, winning 2 national championships. The one in 2004, Adrianne was the captain and midfielder. She set up Awana. I don't know the right words in soccer, but you passed it to her so she could go do what she could do. So you were impactful on that team. And then as the assistant coach in 2006, again, made a huge impact on them winning that national championship. But when you think about it, 11 consecutive years in the NCAA tournament. Ed Monajo is here, one of our first coaches who did so much here, took us to the NCAA tournament. It's always so great to see you. We also, during that time, made it to a semifinal appearance, right? I think that was your first year as a head coach. And then 2 quarterfinal appearances. After Danny moved on to coach at Wyoming in 2007, Adrianne became the head coach in 2008 in the spring. It's never easy to follow a legend and someone that was so successful. But for her, we didn't just give her the job, and Debbie and Joe were part of the hiring process. I think you two might have run the search committee, maybe. We did a national search. In my heart, I felt like Adrianne should be the head coach, and I was quietly rooting for her, but she had to earn it. She had to really step up and show the team that she could do the job, and everyone in the department and staff. And she did it. Those student athletes, I never told you this, Adrianne, they start coming in my office saying, we want Adrianne, we want Adrianne. Where at first it's like, we want a man for a coach. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So she did it. And that's the Spitfire in her, and just amazing, yeah. So that was such a special time to see her grow and become that person. In all-time coaching records at MSU, Adrianne ranks 2nd behind Danny Sanchez. Danny had 4 more wins overall than you. But here's the part, Adrianne, where you can rub it in. You have 6 more wins in RMAC than he does. So, I talked to former men's soccer coach Ken Parsons, a few people have mentioned him earlier, the other day, and he played a major role in mentoring you as a head coach. He told me a story that I had never heard before. He said during Adrianne's first year as head coach, she learned the power of delegation. It was on her first road trip. You never told me this. See if you remember, you're going to Minnesota, and you went to pick up the rental vans and realized that you forgot to make a hotel reservation for the team. How come I never heard that? I bet Elaine covered for her and got the rooms, right? So, but then after that trip, Kenny said, you learn to delegate to assistant coaches. That's the power of delegation. Adrianne is a leader in the true sense of the word. She is smart, relentless, gritty, resilient, and has courage. At the same time, she is caring and passionate and always brought joy and fun to the game. She inspired everyone around her. Much of Adrianne's success goes to her parents, Mary and Lupe, and to her family, and also her husband, Mike, and in-laws. It's so wonderful to see you as well. But their support and how you raised her, I know, is a big part of who she is today, of course. It's so satisfying to see Adrianne mature and become a wonderful mother and wife, and we couldn't be prouder of all her accomplishments. I do have one thing I want to read. This is from Danny. So he and I were in touch. Adrianne, I am so sorry I am missing this special night. You will have always been the daughter I never had. You were a fantastic player and one of the top captains I have ever had. You took over for me at Metro and didn't miss a beat. Most importantly, you're a great wife and mother. I always say that parents are ultimately judged on how their kids grow up, and I know you and Mike will raise fantastic people. Congrats on this honor, and I'm proud to call you my friend. He's in Oregon with his team, so please join me in congratulating and welcoming Adrianne Pietz into the class of 2023 Roadrunner Hall of Fame. Woohoo!
Thank you, MSU Denver, the committee, and Joan. It is an honor. Congratulations to my fellow inductees, Jen Fisher and Amara Guante. I have so much respect and admiration for you both because I got to see and experience firsthand your talents and greatness. Congratulations. How do you put into words the gratitude of so many memories, life lessons, experiences, and people that impacted my life? I came to the conclusion that it would be nearly impossible, but instead, I wrote a letter of thanks. Dear Metro, I have to call it Metro. MSU Denver is still hard for me, but dear Metro, thank you for choosing me to be a student athlete, assistant, and head coach of the women's soccer program. There were so many memories through this time that I can't even remember all of my favorites. It could be winning the national championship my senior year and celebrating with family and friends in the hotel bar, to scheming with Danny how we were going to win the next game, or celebrating with my players that we were going to yet another NCAA tournament. Through it all, I knew there were tremendous people by my side. Oh, the people. Joan, thank you for being an unbelievable athletic director. Strong, supportive, set high expectations, while having the championship mentality and putting the student athletes first. Our support staff, John, Elaine, Eric, Andy, thank you for working tirelessly to support the Metro women's soccer program and being our biggest cheerleaders. My fellow coaches, Debbie, Kenny, Jen Fisher, Jared, Tanya, Annie, you are some of the best mentors a young coach could ask for. Thank you. And to my dear friend, Joe Q, I can't even put into words the impact of your friendship and mentorship has had on me as a person. Thank you so much. Thank you to my coaches and my assistant coaches, Danny, Dave, Andrew, Megan, Chris, Melissa, it was such a pleasure working with you all. And to my teammates and my players, you changed my life in more ways than you will ever know. It was a pleasure and an honor to be on the sidelines with you. To my mom and dad, thank you for always supporting in me, believing in me, and giving me the confidence to follow my dreams. I now know, because I have kids, you two are rare. And I am the lucky one. I am blessed to be your daughter. To my sisters and my brother, my nieces and nephews, my cousins, thank you for being my biggest cheerleaders and being there for me through thick and thin. You all have always kept me grounded. To the Pietz family, Russ and Ruth, Chris, Katie, Matt, thank you for supporting me and my teams and learning more about soccer than you ever thought you would know. Last but not least, 'tis my husband, Mike. You came into my coaching journey with me, not knowing what you had gotten yourself into. Heck, I didn't know what I got myself into. Being a coach's husband is not easy. You supported me, you held me up, you gave me sound advice, and you cheered for all of my teams. I could not have achieved everything I did without you. And once again, I am the lucky one. And I love you and our kids. Metro, you were my one and only. You gave me so much more than I ever gave you. And for that, I am forever grateful. Thank you, and go Roadrunners.